King of Herrings. I'm very pleased to be with you here tonight. Thanks for coming out. So, I've been thinking a lot lately about the thing that happens at shows when there's a quiet moment between sets, between songs, and you hear the sound of someone cracking open a can, and it kind of rings through the room. And it's interesting because my personal inclination is to wait. I don't want to spoil, the probably necessary silence, but at the same time, there's this immediacy that happens when that sound echoes through the room. And what I've been doing to just kind of examine this is bringing some drinks, offering them to everyone. We can kind of examine this phenomenon together. I checked it with the bar already. It's okay, so don't be shy. And I feel a little warm, sorry about that. I got some beer and some seltzers, so please help yourselves. What's up?
Oh, we're back. Sorry.
Here's one for you if you want.
Crack them open.
Thank you.
Motherfucking cans. Of course, with the lads.
That's another thing in particular about being at a bar at a show like this. You don't get to crack open your own can, which is a distinct pleasure. And I think it's the reason why a beer at the end of the day of work is so essential. And I think it's a reason why this canned seltzer became so popular. Because you don't necessarily want to get in the habit of drinking like 6 beers immediately after work, even though it's necessary to dial yourself down from the day. Hence, the canned seltzer. You can be drinking water, you can be staying hydrated, while still getting that very satisfying sound, action, sensation. So I'm all for it. And you know, and drink what you want. Like, there's no pressure to either drink or not drink. At least I'm not trying to place any pressure on any of you or anyone else. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers. But where do we draw the line? When the attraction to canned seltzer is the sensation of cracking the can without the long-term health detriments of alcohol, and yet there's a product out there now that's spiked seltzer water. So they put the alcohol back in, because I think people missed it. They missed the buzz, which of course you would also want afterwards, right? So I'm just wondering how far this is going to go. And you know, maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe there's this thin line that we're all dancing on together of what will or won't be in our drinks. Maybe they won't carbonate it next. Maybe there won't be any liquid. Maybe we'll just crack cans with nothing for the sensation. But personally, I'm just trying to stay hydrated right now. There's a lot of people in this room. It's very warm. It's very warm in every sense of the word. It's so good to see you all. And I only wish I had more to offer, but for that, you'll have to go to the bar and tip generously. And this was not a paid statement. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have too much time left, and the last thing I wanted to do is share with you some inspirational quotes that I've been collecting that kind of helped me process this distinctly dark time we're in the nation and in human history, perhaps. So you'll just indulge me. I'd really like to do that. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, I firmly believe that climate change deniers in positions of power and influence deserve to be physically torn limb from limb in the street. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., humanity has not imagined a hell that is sufficiently excruciating for the men who have enriched themselves through the slow murder of all life on this planet. In the words of Mother Teresa, I only wish that I could live long enough to inflict death by 1,000 cuts upon each of the 1,000 wealthiest humans in the world. In the words of Jesus Christ, nothing less than scapism for the Koch brothers, for Sessions, for Bannon, for Arpaio, for Kissinger, for Trump. In the words of the Dalai Lama, capitalism is a disease, its proponents are bacteria, and they must be treated as such. Oh, here's a good one from Desmond Tutu. I fucking hate cops. Here's one I like from Ida B. Wells. Nothing makes me happier than the sight of a burning limousine. In the words of Sophie Scholl, I want to plunge the rich into a nightmare from which they will never awaken. In the words of Nelson Mandela, stack the guards and the ICE agents like cordwood in the emptied prisons. And then I have one from Tove Jansson I'd like to read as well. To get really close to this one. In the words of Tove Jansson, suddenly, every low-level vector of state violence began planting trees instead. When the appalled officers came to investigate an upgrade, they were recruited into the gardening project.
Those who weren't amenable to the idea were summarily slaughtered, ground into slurry, and used to fertilize the growing plants. The chain of command was rusted thusly. All the generals became a viscous red paste that hardy plant life converted to lush green foliage. The commander-in-chief was entombed alive in their riotous root structures. The sun never quite reached his face. The fruit his corpse fattened was avoided for one season as a precaution. Every sky-facing surface was whitewashed. The skins of the workers grew dark and darker. Those who resisted this gradation were banished to a barren hell of swamped plastic cycling in the Pacific. Wall-eyed sunfish sampled their remains. Cold days, rainy days were cheered. Rivers thrived. Banks flooded. Their suited denizens were forced onto precipitous skyscraper ledges. A sky burial on a precipitous ledge became their dearest hope. Most plummeted. 99% of the population survived. Tiny, wealthy enclaves, entombed by their security apparatus, tore themselves to shreds. Enterprising scrappers broke in after a few months and drew jolly cartoons of the bloody tableau they witnessed. The salvage was shared widely. It was rightly acknowledged that inflicting deliberate pain on any living creature was unthinkable and unforgivable. It was rightly acknowledged that the pursuit of violent hierarchies cemented the pursuer's nest of living creature, a thing incapable of repentance and undeserving of mercy. Gender evaporated. The craven were drowned. The blackness they feared was liquid by all others. It was a velvety blackness of moonless nights and dreams. We were awakened by right lane our races. The forest wildly descended systems. The earth rotted and stretched. The blood of oligarchs watered. Moisture and pretending rain. Green ran riot. All win. Green ran riot. All win. Words of Scott Walker via Marlon Brando.